17 cards.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good lunchtime to people around the world. This is the World's Flying Disc Federation 2024 Teams World Disc Golf Championships. You're with Reese Valios and with Laura Latavu. Is that her?
Laura Lutondo.
I'll never be
good.
able to
All good.
say that
I
correctly.
can't blame you.
So we have round 2, game 6 up, and it's versus Seppo Paju and Pekka from Finland. They're playing the doubles, and they're versing Casey versus Gilbert. Casey Heinemeyer. And then we've also got the singles, which is we've got Micah Liko and Hector Daiko from Canada. This is going to be one of the biggest cards we see. This is one of those ones where we're seeing if they'll come up to the finals. The big names like Seppo Paju and Thomas Gilbert, but also we've got Pekka and Casey. They're 10-8 rated and 10-17 rated. Casey's actually rated higher than Seppo at the moment, and looking into him, he's actually had 55 wins. So this, I've not heard of Casey myself a lot, but I mean, with his win count, I think he's a big time player. So this is going to be an interesting game to see, and I'm excited.
This is exciting.
Yeah, this one's going to be a good one. So I think that they're just getting ready to tee off shortly. The weather currently is 21 degrees for the rest of the day, and it's going to have 21 to 26 kilometre-hour winds. I believe the gusts will be here and there. And we've got 45 to 50% humidity. So this morning there was quite a lot of wind on the green. It'll be interesting to see what the wind's going to be playing like today, this afternoon. So, okay, so we're just seeing the pan across to the teams, and I believe they're just setting up their match play. There we go. Them all enjoying themselves. So we've also got, for the singles, we've got Mika and Hector. And Mika's 1,007 rated, and Hector's 975, but he's been playing a very, very long time, since 2005, so a lot of experience there. Them getting themselves pumped up, ready to play.
One hug per player per round. Choose when you need it wisely.
Apparently 1 hug per player per round, he says. Choose wisely. So the seeds are, they're in the A pool, and Finland seed 1 currently in this A pool, and Canada are seed 4. So this is going to be an interesting match. We've got four pools, 16 players in this top 16, and then we've got another 16 pools in the lower 16 as well, who are going to be playing today. I think they're just strategizing their plays. I had a quick chat with the Finnish team, and it seemed like they're just out to play an enjoyable play today. Okay, so we're playing here on hole 2 of the World's course, which is currently our black course. This one here is 123 meters pitch up to the corner here, and then it's going to give you a straight 60-meter shot with this guardian tree in the middle, and then a few scattered trees here to land in the green to get yourself a birdie. This is going to be a placement shot on that first one, and then the placement shot is critical, because if you go too long, you're going to be pinched off, and if you go too short, you also won't see the basket. So let's see how they play this. Introductions between the teams. We'll see who's going up first now.
You're good to go.
Do you guys want one of us to go to spot there?
This maybe for the Mando, but
Yeah, I think so.
it should be okay.
Okay, so they're just speaking about the Mando, which is in play on this hole. I believe the Mando's off to the left, so it forces you to go right through the fairway.
Yeah.
Camera's ready.
And I believe they're just talking about the Mando now. And we got Mika up first. Mika from, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but Kokomaki. Straight down the middle. And I believe that's going to give them a good look for the upshot. We've got Darko up next. Forehand. Well, it's gotten a little bit lucky. I mean, it's going to be a tough shot, but it could have been worse going through those woods there. And we got Pekka. Nice turnover. Ooh, anything past that tree there is going to be tough, so it's good that he stopped just before it. Hainmayer. Hainmayer just recently come off a win at the Eruption, I believe, here in South Australia. And although that's hit that tree, he's made most of the corner, so as long as he doesn't have an obstructed throw, he should have a ability to manufacture a upshot here. I believe I'm pronouncing it's Hanemeyer. I was pronouncing it incorrectly, sorry. And Casey, he's just going to have to try and pitch up to that mouth again. Oh, he might actually be looking. Okay, yeah, he's looking to pitch up to the mouth. As long as he doesn't go long here. Okay, looks like a good shot. Casey's going to try and play this for par. And if Pekka's in position to be able to try and get a birdie to be able to win the first match, we'll see how that goes. Mika.
Is it me?
Okay, so Mika's up next. About a 50-meter upshot here. Ooh, missed that last tree. That he might still have a long putt, but it's going to be a tough one. Okay, so Thomas is. He should have a small look through these trees here. Apologies before. I was saying that Casey was going up for the putt. It was actually the upshot. It was actually Hector. Looks good. I believe that might be in the circle, or just out. Oh, looks in the circle there, giving his partner a really good look for the birdie. We got Hector throwing his third. I believe that just might be waiting for the putt happening by the New Zealand team, I believe. We might have another putt here. Fly's still bothering the players, it seems. The early temperature here in Australia, once we've got the heat coming through, the flies start to come out. It's generally the worst time of the year for that. This looks good. And he's made it, he's parked it, I believe. He's probably 2-3 meters from the basket, so they're playing for their fourth in the singles. So Mika might have an opportunity to get the birdie, or we'll see where his putt is. We've got Seppu with an obstructed lie here for his upshot. Let's see how he manufactures. I believe he's going forehand flex. Oh, we didn't get the coverage, but it sounded like he hit a few trees. So I think Canada up there for a putt for birdie on the doubles. And we'll see what Seppu has provided Pekka for his putt. Oh, okay, so Mika was quite far out. This is going to actually be a tough shot to get back into the green. He'll be trying to place this up for par so they can match the score. Move on to the next hole and see where they go from there. Good upshot. He's got about a 1 or 2 meter putt, so that should be easy for him. Also a good upshot there from Pekka. So I believe we've got, if Canada gets this in for their putt, they'll be 1 up on the doubles. Casey 10-17 rated currently. Nice putt. Well done. So that gives Canada a 1-shot lead in the doubles. And if they all clean this up for their par here, I believe that's going to match play on the, be tied for match on the singles. Mika just going up to finish off his putt in. I think Mika's just looking down the fairway, seeing where where he can make the change next time.
Yeah, switch to main, let Dan walk.
All right, so we got hole 3. I believe one of my favorite holes on the new course. It's a tough backhand flex or a flip up to flat driver, 92 meters, and it's going to be obstructed by these trees here on the left. Really nice, pretty hole. It's going to look really good on the coverage. So now that you're almost an Australian,
Almost.
what's the best thing that you like about Australia?
The people.
The people?
Definitely the people. Yeah, you are so warm and welcoming, really. So I'm really grateful for that.
And how long do you plan to stay here in Australia?
1 year,
1 year?
because I'm on
Studying?
a working holiday visa. No, I'm
Right,
done with
working.
studying.
Oh, you're done with studying?
I'm done
Okay. And you were doing media, correct?
as well. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Still doing that here in Australia?
Not. No,
currently.
I'm just enjoying,
Enjoying
here.
Australia,
Yeah,
yeah.
and being a part of some adventures
Mm.
for sure. Yes.
That being said, in Mundaring, we're here in Mundaring, and we've got quite a few things to see for those people watching. Mundaring Weir and the arts exhibition, some really cool things happening on the arts exhibition, which
It looks pretty cool
I'll
though.
touch on later. We've just got the Canadians and the Finnish just doing their cards. We'll see. I think Mika's up first. This is going to be a nice shot to watch.
How do you think he's going to approach?
I believe
this
he's going
one?
to throw a flat disc that has a slow turn and then a late fade, probably 8 to 11 speed. Yep. He's actually thrown a little bit more overstable, but he's gone through, and I believe he's going to, if he's not behind that tree, he's going to give himself in the circle putt, because you can see that little blue flag which he's landed next to. We've got Hector. You can throw the stable turnover or the slightly flippy driver. See how he goes. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so he's early release off to the left. We'll see how his upshot goes. Thomas sponsored by Thought Space Athletics. See what he's throwing here. I believe it'd be either a mid-range or a fairway driver.
And Reece, can you tell us a little bit more about the disc speeds?
Sure. So traditionally, disc speeds go from speed 1 to 14. There's others, but 1 to 13 and 14 is the most common. 1 to 4 is a putter. 5 and sometimes 6 is a mid-range, and then 7 to 9 is a fairway, depending on the company that makes them. And then you got the distance driver, which is usually 10 speed and up or 9 speed and up. And much like normal golf, the clubs, the discs are like clubs, and we've got the putters, mid-range fairways, and distance drivers, and they act very similar to like a normal golf club set in terms of the numbering system as well. Actually, we are opposite. So the bigger the driver, higher the speed. In normal golf, it's lower the number, higher the speed for the club. So, but a lot of these big throwers can throw up to 100 meters with a mid-range or even a putt sometimes. So it really depends on the shot shape that they're interested in with throwing these discs. And the slower discs tend to not fade left and right as much as the faster discs do. So if it's a narrow gap and they can throw 100 meters with a putter, they will. So I believe Hector's still got a lot of work to do. He's got about 50 meters a lot of obstruction in between him. He might try and go, yep, I can see around the flex around the outside of that tree there. Well done. I believe he might be in the circle there. So that, yep, he's definitely in the circle, just behind our native grass tree. Sue, what type of lie are they having between our grass tree? Is it just normal? Do they get a meter back relief? No. Okay, so just normal lie between on the grass trees. Sometimes we play tournaments here in Australia where we allow players to have a 1 meter relief from the grass tree. It really depends on the tournament. Good bid. It's given them a 2-3 meter putt for the par. And this is Mika's. See if he's inside or he might just be outside the circle, but he's got to look over the grass tree just there. This is going to be for birdie. Oh, he sailed it a little bit long. I believe that was to win the hole. Depending on what Hector does in his next throw with the singles, we'll see how Mika plays his next putt. And we got Casey putting for the doubles here. Nice putt. Well done. And Hector's got a very similar putt to Casey's. So if he makes this, this is his third stroke. And it will put the pressure on.
Hold up. Can you stop walking? Okay.
Oh, just wanted to make the cameraman make sure that he wasn't walking while the putt was happening. Okay, so this is now going to give Mika the ability to putt this in and win the hole. A little bit of nerves on the putting green for their second hole. Well done.
Good.
That gives Finland 1 up there. Okay, so Canada's conceded, obviously, because Mika's won. Okay, so where are you at with the standings? I believe we are up 1 with. Okay, we'll check back in soon. This is hole 4A, 183 meters. You just want to get a forehand or a turnover out into this sunny gap here, which leaves you with an unobstructed throw most of the fairway with 2 gaps to go through. You've got this left gap or the right gap on the right side. Let's see how they manage this. So, yeah, score check in. I believe Finland's up 1 on the singles, maybe 2, and I think doubles are even all round. Is that correct? We'll just check back in soon. Just making sure. So, Laura, where are you originally from?
I'm from Orléans,
I'll
1
never be
hour.
able to pronounce out that.
You can say usually here they said Orleans.
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 Ollie. Okay, so doubles are up 2 for Canada and 1 up for the Finnish crew on the singles. So
Good job, Canada.
yeah,
We're back with Finland here on the course.
see if he makes it out of that. Don't know if he got a friendly kick there from that tree. We'll have to see his lie. With that, I believe Hector's just going to try and play it smooth and get out in the opening to give himself the advantage.
I have a question. How would you approach this?
Personally, throwing it recently, I'll throw a mid-range 80 metres right to about where the cameraman is standing straight, just so I know that I've got myself out into that gap. The gap is by far the crucial part to get through here. As you can see, 2 of these gentlemen haven't made it through yet, and we'll see. This is the more aggressive play if it gets through,
Nice.
the forehand, and it's going to get a lot further up the fairway, giving them an easier shot for the upshot. But I believe the playing out into that little sunny patch there in front of Pekka here is the most important, just getting out of the gap. Don't hit that. And Pekka's done the same thing. He might have gone a little bit. Oh, he's actually gone a little bit long here. I'm not too sure if there's OB there, but either way, it's going to be a very tough upshot. He's pushed a little bit far forward. It's better to cut the corner off, which is what Casey did. It's going to be a very varied amount of shots being played on these second shots for this hole. We'll see where Micah landed up. I don't think his kick was very friendly. I think they might be looking at Hector's lie at the moment. He might have a straight look through the gap. Ooh, he does, but it's very tight there. As you can see, he's looking down a gap that's 4 metres in front of him, so this is going to be a tough shot, and see if he plays aggressive, and he's just worried about, I think he's talking about something that's in front of his disc. He just needs to make sure that his competitors know of his movement, and you can move anything on the course as long as it's dead and unattached, which is what he was implying with just make sure his card mates knew. Don't hit that. Okay, so that was a very aggressive play, but he did have a gap there, so we'll see what he's got left with on his third shot. So I believe Mike is going to have he's going to have a shot. Yeah, so he got actually a really friendly tree kick. So he's looking. There's a few gaps there in front of him, but he's looking at the basket. So it's going to be at least 100 meters, maybe 105 meters to the pin, which is about 330 to 340 feet. This will give Finland the attempt for a win on the singles. He's made the gap. See if he gets up there. I think he's thrown it a bit low. Nonetheless, he's given him a very easy look for the par. Should have a 25-30 meter upshot to the basket.
Hey, Hector, do you want to know where he's at?
Just the teams are strategizing. I believe he wanted to see where his opposing team was at to see how he was going to play this next throw. I think Hector knows he needs to get under the basket here. Oh, I think there was a bit of rough footing there and he might have slipped. That's going to give him a tough look. I don't know what he's going to manufacture from there. We'll see how Hector plays, and maybe there's a possibility that there might not be a look for Hector to throw that toward the basket. So don't be afraid to ask me any more questions. Well, this is a good view of what you can see, what Seppo's got to deal with here. I think he's going overstable forehand flex. Trying to choose the right disc for stability, see how that will fade back into the gap. Maybe to even give himself a putt. Okay, that looks, it's gotten up there. I believe he's in between the two gaps, so he might have a look for the putt. Oh, Gilbert's looking straight up. He doesn't want anything to do with those gaps.
In the meantime, Reese, can you tell us what's a flex, please?
So a flex is usually thrown with an overstable disc. It can be on a backhand or a forehand. Traditionally with a forehand, which is what Seppo just threw. You're throwing it on a knife hyzer so it flexes back out to the green. Let's see where this lands.
33 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave you another 35.
Wow, what a shot.
Nice try.
You have to have a lot of power to throw up there. Those trees are they're not short.
Could you tell us what was that throw?
That was a spike hyzer that he just threw. So Gilbert has the power to be able to go over the top, where most players would have to go through these two gaps here. Going over the top, there is no gaps. So if you've got the power for it, spike hyzer is just basically throwing the disc on a flat release angle as hard as possible over so that it goes up and down immediately in front of you. Usually, I think they were talking on camera that it was 300 feet, so that was a 90-meter shot for him. It looked a little bit shorter, but okay, so he's going to try and skip it around here, I believe. And we'll see where he lands. But that might give him a putt for the par.
It kept moving left, like Jamie's got to be within 40 feet of it.
Okay, so they're trying to find the disc. I believe this is Hector's throw. Wow, he's gone really deep in there. I'm not too sure what he will have from there or what we can see. I mean, it was even tough for the camera crew to get through there. He might have a gap to the basket. We'll just see. I think he's doing a little forehand chip hyzer. And he's having a look. He's having a good look. Thinking about the forehand flex now. if he's going here, he mustn't have much to play with. Okay. Wow. Well done. I believe he's landed on the green. That was his third shot. That was his third shot. And I think that was Pekka's. Pekka was just throwing his upshot to the basket. We'll see where Canada landed for their doubles throw. Looking for Thomas Gilbert Spikeheiser.
It's longer.
11 meters. Yeah.
I would say we're I think you're
Okay, so I believe they're trying to figure out who's going to go first on their putt. And it looks like Seppo. That was suggesting that he was 11 metres out, so this should be just outside the circle. We'll see if he does a little bit of a step putt. Resetting himself. Doesn't have a very good footing there, so he's just making sure he's feeling comfortable. He's gone to straddle putt now. Ooh, off to the left. So I believe this is Thomas's putt
How far are you outside?
to take the hole.
I'm outside the circle. He's like 10.5 meters.
Just communicating with the Finnish crew that he's outside the circle. Right, so Thomas had one stroke to play. He's just playing it safe, make sure that he gets the hole. And we've got Mika here to I believe that putt was there to win the hole for the singles. And we'll see how Hector plays this hole. If he gets this in, I believe that will tie them up again. Bit of wind on the putting green, as you can see that flag. It's a left to right. Heiser putter usually smashes that down, so he's going to have to putt it quite hard. As he's done, well done.
So for people new to disc golf, such as me, can you please remind us the rules?
Well, the rules vary. There's hundreds of pages of rules on the PDGA rulebook, but generally you just have to manage the out of bounds. For the putting green specifically, which is what we were just doing. When they're outside the circle, which is a 10-meter radius around the basket, they are not allowed to step in front of their lie when the disc has left their hand. They have to stand behind it, and anything outside that allows them to step putt or jump putt. There's a lot of other rules within terms of the lie placement and out of bounds. And here we've got hole 5. This hole is just a chip out. Get out into this open fairway here. If you can push as much distance as possible, it's going to give your upshot the easier. You don't want to go too straight, or else it's going to give you an obstruction to get into the green, as this fairway does get narrower as it gets to the basket. Plays a little bit uphill. I think it's an elevation of around about 2 to 3 meters. But in terms of distance-wise, a hole 451 meters, it should be manageable for most of these players. It'll be interesting to see how they tackle it. And so we after this tournament, after this round, I believe they trimmed down to 16 top players. Is that correct, Sue? And then we've got 16 top teams, sorry, and then we've got the 16 bottom teams. And then from the top 16, we will go match by match, and it will basically kind of knock people out. Not knock them out, but they'll continue to play, but it won't be for a win. And the 17 to 23 will still be playing for position going forward. So it will get down to the nitty gritty after this. So each match will get more and more crucial for each country. And I'm interested to see where all the players are at. Where we've got in the top A seeds, I believe we've got Australia, USA, Norway. And as you can see, Mika has just landed in a perfect position for his upshot. The gap here for a right-handed backhand player is quite manageable. And we got Hector coming up for his drive. Bit of a hyzer flip and a nice turn. He's pushed really long. That's going to give him quite an easy upshot for his second shot. Thomas is going forehand flex to try and get into the gap, I believe. I believe he's both backhand and forehand 50-50, not a dominant. Oh, it looked like it came out early, but went through all those trees there, luckily, so he's happy with that result. Pecker's looking to do the same thing as Thomas, but he's made the gap there. And he's got himself in a good position for the upshot. So going into this event, the Finnish team actually were the number 1 seed out of all of the countries. And Canada, I'm just going through my statistics. I believe we're 3rd or 4th. But after the first round, the seed pool of all teams goes into four pools. Casey's going to try and get to the basket here. Still a 100-meter shot, maybe 110 uphill. It's going to be a tough one. Not the greatest of footing either. Leaked off left again. He's having struggle with some struggle with his footing. That's happened 2 shots in a row. Let's hope that he can get that under control. So we've got Miko up next. He should have a nice little hyzer approach, 70 meters. Oh, almost hit the cameraman. Let's see how close he was to that basket, but I believe it's pretty close. He should be inside the circle. Hector also has a nice hyzer, but he's pinched off a little bit, so he might have some trees to get through here. Bit of wind as well, right to left for him. This Mundane area has quite a lot of gravels on the ground, so the footing can be on this the golf green just on the outskirts of it where Hector was throwing can be a little bit slippery, and it looked like Hector, his footing slipped through just as he was making his throw. This is a typical hole for Seppu. Perfect straight shot. Looked like he's gone a little bit. He's right next to the basket. He's got that tree to contend to, but I don't think that should be a problem for that. For the Finnish team. That will be their second shot, I believe, which will give the Canadian team a bit of pressure here to make this putt. This is the best thing about watching match play. You don't get to see this in stroke play because strokes count throughout the entire round, whereas in match play they need to win each hole. And in this position here, we're going to see the team try and make sure they get this in. If they don't, they will lose this hole. So this will be interesting to see how. Still a 25 metre, maybe even 30 metre shot. With an obstructed tree in his lie, it's going to be a very tough shot here.
Oh, sexy.
Nice shot. Yep.
Good shot.
Well,
Apologies, that was Hector's shot. This is the double shot that Thomas is going to have to try and get in here. Thomas known for these big long putts. He can spin putt from quite far. So let's see if he looks like he's trying to flex around a tree in front of him. See if he can make this. It's a good bid. I believe that might give the Finnish team the green light to win that in this hole for the doubles. And I think for the singles, each of the players have to make their putts to tie. We'll see where they are both sitting. A little bit of a headwind putt for him. Can see that flag. Nice putt. Very committed putt, especially in the headwind. He knows he needs to push it hard, and he was given a bit of thanks to that basket. And this is Pekka cleaning up their doubles win. It sounded like they won both of their single and double Finland. Yep, Canada's conceded. All right, so got hole 6 here. This one's a tough gap. You can manage that top left gap, which goes in front of that tree. You need to push as much distance off the left and as far as possible to open yourself up to this very, very narrow fairway here. This one is a tough hole to manage. It's all about position on the first shot to see where they land to give themselves a really good upshot advantage. If they hit that first tree, they're going to be scrambling for a par or a bogey. So we'll see how those players manage. And big thank you again to the Shire of Mundaring and Mundaring Disc Golf Club for putting on this amazing event. And I believe
Prime Minister, our Prime Minister is not very well liked amongst, not our country, I think our country obviously,
Yep.
but not well liked among other geopolitical players. So he got walked out, not well liked.
okay, so I believe that the finisher up first, and they're just trying to figure out the lines to go through. The lines to go through. Okay, so we've got a bit of a backup here. Got some players on the fairway. Nice overhand. He was pretty excited with that. I haven't seen that play before. All right, so I think green light for Mika to go for his throw. I think the finish will be up both first with the singles and the doubles. So as you can see in the footage, there is a top left gap that they can take, which I like personally. Allows the disc to highs are out early into the left of the fairway, giving them a wide open shot of the gap that they need to shoot in their next shot. Let's see how he plays this. I believe they're still waiting. We might have a few backups today on this course. It's a much more technical course than the Gold. It's a lot more wooded, so the rate of play is going to be a little bit slower today. A lot more trees to hit.
So tell us, Reese, how do you manage to keep the safety first on the field?
Safety in terms of your rate of play, or in terms of how you play and making sure you're not hurt yourself on the.
Yeah.
A lot of these players will do a lot of stretching prior. These are athletes at the end of the day, so these guys will prepare their bodies and their minds for this tournament, and keeping limber and making sure they're nice and stretched is going to be the key thing to do. A lot of the players will also make sure that they clear a lot of the obstructions away from their throws if they land in the bush, to make sure that they don't hit something, throw against a tree, hurt their arm or anything like that. Disc golf is one of those sports where if you hurt yourself, it's almost unlucky. We're not a contact sport like Australian football or any of the contact sports for that matter, but it does still have its risks, and these are athletes, they can manage it. So he has taken that high route, but unfortunately he has clipped a tree and faded off to the left. He might have something there, but he's going to be trying to make sure he pars this hole if he can from there. It's going to be tough. So for Canada now, it's just going to try and play this as safe as possible. get out and open and give themselves the opportunity to par or better birdie and win their singles match. Looks like Hector might have done similar. We'll see where he ends up. Pekka up for the doubles of Finland. It's going looks like about a 9 speed. Also playing that top left route. He's gone a little bit early, but I think he's landed in the fairway. So that top left that I was saying was a good one so far hasn't been very good for these players. You need to go a little bit higher above that branch there. See where Casey takes this. He's gone around just. So he's given himself a good position for Canada to come back in the doubles.
That was a nice one.
Yeah. Just missed that tree. Although that's where he intended to throw, but you know when you get close to that tree, you know there's some luck involved as well, as you could see it on his face. So Mika looking for his disc after it clipped that first drive. Where he's walking is in the direction of the basket, so he's smiling. I don't think he's smiling for happiness because he knows he's got a very small gap to go through, but he's got something.
Who is it? One of you two. Okay, it's your.
Let's see. I think we're going back to one of the Canadian players. Hector also with a very similar lie. Not a lot. They're looking straight at the basket, but they've got about 110 meters to go through a gap and then out in the open and through another gap. So still quite a lot of work to do here. Highs it out a little bit. That might give them, I think that's pinched them off for the gap to get into the green. Let's see where that ends up. So it might be difficult for them. They needed to push a little bit straighter. Mika also trying to do similar here. I think the goal for him is just to get out of this gap and give himself something. Oof. So third shot for, that was his second shot for Mika. Second shot for Mika, and he's playing his third shot now to still get out of the tree line, which is going to be tough. Just having a think about what he's going to do and throw here. Okay, so he's going backhand. I believe he's going to be doing standstill. As you can see, not a lot of obstructed lie. We're talking about the safety on the green. He's making sure he, not what you want to see. I'm not.
Definitely not.
Even though I'm in the booth, I'm not enjoying this. This is when you see disc golfers struggle to get through trees, it can be disheartening.
So there's no rules regarding the shoes you have to wear on the field?
No, actually not. I believe that you have to have enclosed shoes. You can't throw with what we call in Australia thongs. Flip-flops in the rest of the world. We're not allowed to throw with those. But as long as they're an enclosed shoe, the rules don't state you have to have a specific type of shoe, which maybe the sport might change and have more strict rules on shoes or shoe, what you have to wear. But look at this amazing shot from Seppu. Just absolutely in his wheelhouse. Wow, has he gone long? Okay, so he that you can see the gap here on the right hand side to make it to the basket. He's gone a little bit long of this gap. He should have something to get up to the basket. You can, where the camera is facing now is this very small gap that you need to get down, which is why this hole is quite tough. I was happy to make a par putt on this hole myself,
Yeah.
which going into this hole myself, I was expecting to get a bogey or worse. Oh, he's gone backhand roller. Wow, perfect backhand roller. And it's landed himself into the fairway gap, given himself another look, but that was his fourth shot, so he's going to have to try and putt it in from there to try and match the Canadians.
Can I go back real quick to a term that you use, bogey? Can you precise a little bit more what this means?
So much like any type of golf, like ball golf, or there's plenty other golfs out there. A par is the number of strokes to make it even with the intended throw of the hole. If you get less than par, it's a birdie, and if you get more than par, it's a bogey. Or if you get further on with that, it's a double, triple, quadruple bogey. And you also have albatrosses, which is 3 under par in one hole, which is generally an ace on a par 4, or a 2 on a par 5. Wow, look at this.
What a throw.
This is, I believe, a grenade, which not a lot of people do. You have to be quite versatile in that type of throw.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disc turned upside down on a spike hyzer angle, which goes straight up and then flexes back to the right. Again, Thomas, with his power, he's not looking at that gap, which is very small. He's just thinking, how can I go around it with not having a gap in the air? There's a lot of space up there. There's not a lot of space through the gap, so he was just trying to get through. I don't know where it landed, so we'll see.
But that's really interesting to see.
Yeah, that's also interesting. Even for me as a long-time player, I like players who can play all types of shot. Like Mika was just throwing the backhand roller. You know, it's nice to see these versatile shots from these players.
And can you tell us real quick, what do you love the most about disc golf?
Oh, 100% the flight. But there's a lot of things to love about disc golf. It's getting outdoors, nature, with your friends, you know, playing, you know, the sport, watching the disc flight. There's, you know, but about disc golf in general, not about the overall, is the flight of the disc. It's something to really enjoy, and I love it. So this is for his third shot.
Very nice.
So if he gets in the green here, this is going to give them a look for par. And with Micah throwing his fourth into the gap, I believe all he's got here is to really try and get it into the basket and hope the Canadians miss a few putts, really. But this is going to be a tough one for him still. This 20, 25, 30 metres out still. Obstructed. Good look at the basket here as well. Good angle. We might see him concede the whole hit. That was his fifth, so the Canadian's up there for 4, and that was his fifth, so if the Canadians are under the basket, that's it. Third, sorry. The Canadians are under there for third. Little up shot for the finish. That was their third shot. And they're looking for Thomas's disc, which I think he's found it. This is for Thomas's third shot. So Okay, so we've got Casey. That was Thomas's shot here, but we've got Casey putting in for their third shot.
Come on.
Ah, tough. As you can see, this this basket is placed inside a very old tree that has fallen down by the size of the trunk that would have been hundreds of years old. And we got Micah just throwing his upshot towards the basket. He's just mentioned it's a gimme because the Canadians can just put it under the basket here to win their hole. Still an obstruction in the way for him, so he's going to want to just play this safe. And he's done just that. The doubles there. Both putting for 4, yeah. Okay, so I believe we had the Canadians putt in and pick up Seppu's disc. So it looks like the Canadians won 2. So we've got the Canadians up 3 on the doubles, and we've got the finish up 1 on the singles. So still a lot to play here. 18 holes on this match. This hole was one of the toughest ones for me to play. It's all about placement off the tee. Is a very far gap off to the left, which you need to land right in front of. So it's almost like a dog leg. It goes straight and then immediately goes 90 degrees left. So as long as they get into enough down the fairway, which is roughly around about 100 metres to 110 metres, to give themselves a look directly down that fairway. Unfortunately, when I played this hole, I shanked it off to the left and thought it would be a good idea to go straight through the woods. And I ended up with a bogey. It was just tree after tree after tree. It's not a good way to play.
But now you know.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm never going that way again. And we'll see how this happens. I think there might still be a backup for the players.
Looking forward to see how they're going to handle
Yeah, this
the
is
situation
a
here.
very strategic hole. You need to make sure that you land out there in front of the gap. And there's also a Mando, so they can't go too far. If they go too far, then they've got the Mando to go around, which is on the right side of the fairway, not the left, which means you still can go through the bush like I did. I don't intend it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone though. We might see some exciting more throws from Gilbert with this one and see if he wants to go over the top because there's a gap. We'll see how he throws it. Okay, so we've currently played 6 holes of this match, and there's 12 to go. Hole 7. We did do a flyover this hole, but as you can see, they've going to go straight. And as I was mentioning, there's 12 holes to play. That's only if the teams are tied up all the way through. If a team is able to get enough points for the other team not to be able to come back, the match for that team will be complete. We'll see how that goes. We've got Miko going. He's done a flex, and I think he's gone a little bit long, almost into the other players. But even still, if he's far enough down there, he might still have a look, even if he's off the other side of the fairway. Got Seppo throwing a mid-range. I'd say, by the looks of it, Prodigy M3, M4. That's a very nice throw. That's his bread and butter. He is very versatile in the woods, Seppo. And he's a very straight flying putters and mid-ranges are
Yeah,
his
it was impeccable.
his go-to. Yeah, he looks at this and it's lunch meat for him. So, and he knows he can throw that thing, 80, 90 meters, exactly where he needs to be.
I guess, yeah, you might want to get
Okay,
over here.
as I suggested, you can see Thomas looking for a shot. I was not expecting.
Part of the shot is just
Uh,
to run it.
I was hoping it. I was not expecting him to do this, but he is throwing directly sideways off the tee pad.
The Mando's not in play. It's so money, yeah.
Wow, that gap there. Immediately left off the tee pad. So 90 meters to the right of him is where people are normally throwing.
Hmm.
And he's going completely 90 degrees.
Wow, another direction.
Yeah. But what's happening is there's perfect wind, so he's going to do an Anheuser turnover. He's going to throw it up and let the wind above there to
Mhm.
push his disc over to the right. And he's intending to just get as far as possible. And he's expecting that disc to land in the woods, but be far enough up there to give himself just a little upshot. This is
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
this is a play that only very few people on
Mhm.
this earth can do.
The attempt.
Yeah, he's a very, very long thrower, and
But I feel like it's the right place to do it.
yeah, I mean, if you were to be standing at this tee pad and you look up, I wouldn't. Most people would look at this and go, "There's no way." But because he's got the power, there's a lot of open.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
There's a lot of open area
Yeah, so they have like 6 by 2.
for him to go up there and yeah.
3x4 is common.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Good to go.
like standard.
It's good to see them challenging themselves here.
Yeah, I believe that I think Seppu's also excited to see this happen, but they were talking about the width of the tee pad and also Thomas having to step up here onto the tee pad and make this shot work. So
A little bit of pressure.
this one's going to be amazing to see. I can't wait.
He's definitely taking his time.
He's hesitant on the footing. He's done it. Hasn't hit anything yet, but let's see where this ends up. I don't think we're going to get a camera shot of that.
Oh.
Wow, okay. So by the look of it, it sounds like they were talking about it. It sounded like it actually went quite far. We'll see though. That was a interesting shot to see. And as we walk down this fairway, you'll see where the intended route is this through here. It's a 10 to 15 meter gap through this tree line that opens up into the ball golf fairway. And Thomas is walking immediately left, which is the bush that I went through when I played this hole, and it is not easy. Just doubles. Only for the singles. So I believe that they're looking for maybe Thomas going first.
Jotain flexi. Siinä on heti tommonen puska vähän pian, niin pitää vääntää anssan kautta.
Okay, they're just trying to find out who's going next. And we're looking at a okay, so we're looking at another team playing on a hole next door. I think they might be putting, so the players are just being respectful and making sure they don't move and make a lot of noise while the other people are putting in their putting green. I can't see who that is on the coverage. Okay, we got some footage of it here. Okay, so we got Canada. He's really off the fairway here, so let's see. Okay, so you can see off to the right there, just in front of his disc is the intended fairway that they need to make it down. And I believe Thomas is off over and to the left. We got Mika here, just looking at the distance. I believe it's probably, oh, he's got a perfect line at the basket. I'd say he's about a 70 to 80 meter shot. Looks like he might be going mid-range or maybe putter. Some tough footing. Let's see how this... he was trying to force a turnover and it looked like the footing had his nose angle up a little bit on the disc and faded off to the left. Very similar shot, but with a much better lie for Canada. Let's see how Hector takes this. He knows Mika hit the first tree, so if Hector can get under the basket here, he'll put a little bit of pressure. He looks like he's gotten up there. Well done. He looks... There's a little bit of a hole in the putting green here. Looks like he's just landed in it, but that's only 2 to 3 meters away from the basket. And now that's going to put pressure on Mika to try and manufacture a putt to match his play. And we've got Pekka up here. So this is for his second shot. The doubles. Nice forehand to get themselves in the position of a birdie for their third shot.
A bit easier because, like, for me, it's like.
Now Thomas, we'll see where Thomas landed. Apologise, I believe that might have been Hector's third throw to get into the green, so Mika and Hector's, they're matched. Well, this will give Mika the ability to upshot and land next to the basket for a 3 also. Still haven't seen where Thomas's disc has landed. Okay, so Mika's going to try get this as close to the basket as possible. make sure he matches Canada here, stroke for stroke. Looks like it's hit a tree. That's going to give him a tough putt. If this was Thomas's, as you can see, still, this is Thomas's shot. He's gotten 100 meters down the, maybe 110 meters down the throw, the drive. So this, they're throwing for the second here. But as you can see, there's bad footing. There is a lot of trees in front of him. So let's see where Canada end up, and Finland are close to the basket on their third for their third shot. So Canada need to get close to this here. Wow, amazing shot. That's how you break a hole. Just get Thomas Gilbert to come play and go directly left off the tee. Amazing.
Yeah, no, the like.
All right, so I believe Mike is up next. He's going to have a very long putt to stay in this. So he's up there. We're going to have to see where Canada ends up. Well, I believe that the singles play for Canada have a very short putt.
I think it's our turn.
Okay, Seppo just stating to the rest of his card mates that he was the furthest away. He looks about 7 meters, roughly 20 feet to the basket. Oof. There's a big gust of headwind that's just popped in. It might have gotten in his head. He wanted to keep the nose down. What happens if he throws into a headwind putt with the nose up? It's going to let the disc sail high. So he's put the nose down, expecting the wind to come, but it might not have come.
Yeah, Thomas.
Okay, so that's Thomas to win the doubles. And we've got Hector here putting in. Also, I believe, to win their singles. Oh, we've got two graphics here. I believe it's hole 8. This one's just a straight shot, 85 meters. However, there is, as you can see, the yellow line around the green. There is OB on the golf green, and then also there's a drop off around it, which is also marked as OB. The landing zone here plays very tough. So although it's a downhill 85 meter putt, 80 meter throw, it's in a very difficult lie. So these guys are going to be playing putters and they're just going to get anything that they know very reliably that is just going to land where they need it to. Let's see how they throw this. We've got, I believe we have Casey up first. No, we've got Hector up first for the singles. Looks like he's got a putter. Let's hope it's overstable. Oh, I think it's leaked OB, and you can see the red flag. One of our volunteers letting them know that they've gone OB, out of bounds. This is a bit of a reassuring green light for Finland here. They just need to keep it in bounds. And they've done just that. So he knows he can just lay it up for his second shot, putt in for 3, whereas Canada has to run their putt for the third shot from where he went out of bounds. So we've got Casey here.
Oh, that is so bad.
He says that it's coming out bad, but okay, yeah. He's pretty close on the edge of the green, but he's gone out of bounds. Red flag showing. It was a close one. There's only about a 10-meter gap through this this green here, so it's a tough lie. And if I was to put money on it, Seppo's going to land within 4 meters. This is his bread and butter shot. Although, being that Canada have gone out of bounds, he might play it safe. Yeah, he's playing it safe. So he's just going to have a 15-meter jump putt, and then by the looks of it, Canada gone out of bounds on the both singles and doubles. This is giving Team Finland the opportunity to win both the doubles and the singles on this hole. I believe we'll be seeing Team Finland just lay up from these shots here. They'll just be trying to get it as close to the basket, but nothing, no outrageous shots. They're just going to be trying to get something close to the basket. And with Canada on winning, they're up on 4 holes, and Finland on even. This is giving the Finnish an advantage to try and get some strokes back. And Mikko's landed within 3 meters, so it's going to give them an easy one. And Seppo's just going to also have a very short putt to get under the basket. A little bit longer than he would have liked, but I believe they'll be able to get that in. So now Canada has the green light. They have to go for this. They must make this in, or else they lose this. Oh, so there's a drop zone on this. It's roughly around about 15 to 20 meters with an OB on the backside, which in match play doesn't matter here. He's just going to have to try and get this in. Okay, so he will most likely concede after that throw. Thomas on the same drop zone putt.
Can you tell us what's a drop zone?
Happy to. Just let's see Thomas try and get this one in. Wow.
Nice.
What an absolute putt. So that was just to match him. Just so I'll let you know about the drop zone in a moment. Just so we played, Seppu played that very conservatively because they knew that Canada was going to, you know, they went both OB, and because Finnish played that conservatively, and then Canada made the drop zone matched play. So although Team Finland was probably expecting to be up one there on that one, they were on the singles but not the doubles. With that putt in on the drop zone, Canada made it even. So just to talk about the drop zone, in some plays where there's an island green or a lot of out of bounds, look at that putt.
Thanks for the replay.
Yeah, good replay. Well done. And they will have another tee pad or another position where the players must play from for their putt when they go out of bounds. So we've got the flyover for hole 9. This 152 metres uphill. That pile of sand is not there. And this fairway is quite a little bit cleaner than what it looks like on this flyover. This is quite a shot shaping play. This is very much a wooded hole. Turnover first shot with just to make themselves a position to get into a upshot for another a putt. This one, again, anything that they're happy with and they're really enjoy in their bag, they're going to be looking to make sure that they use mid ranges or fairways, something that's going to go immediately down the fairway and straight for them, so that they've got a really clean look for the upshot. I believe that the scores are now still doubles 4 for Canada, and now I think Finland are up 1 on the singles. So with that last play,
Canada is doing very good
yeah, Canada's doing
today.
very well, and the Finnish team thought they were going to get one up there, and with that putt they made it even. So when you've got momentum on your side with these professional athletes, they can snowball and do amazing things. I believe that the two teams are just trying to evaluate the way to go through this hole.
Niin se voi olla onkin väärässä. Se oli vaan moskiito.
Se on Australiasta.
Okay, with that last win, apologies. The Finnish are now up 2 on the singles, and Canada's up 4 on the doubles. A little bit about Mika. He's a 1007 rated player from Kokomaki, Finland. I know I didn't pronounce that correctly. The Finnish people are probably back home just looking at me going, no. Sorry.
You're trying though.
I'm
so
trying.
we can't
and-
blame you here.
Yeah, and he's been playing professionally since 2019. And he's actually won 33 tournaments. So
Wow.
currently playing predominantly MP40. And his competitor Hector from British Columbia, 975 rated, actually been playing since 2005. So close to 10 years of play there. 2005 in professional, so he's most likely been playing a lot longer than that.
I go.
Okay, Miko's gonna throw his shot. Oh, perfect shot. Straight down the fairway. Might have actually gone a little bit long even. He should still be able to manufacture a nice upshot. There's about a 60 metre 2 meter incline uphill upshot. Let's see how Hector gets down this hole. Oh, that disc looked like it was about to flip up nice. But unfortunately he's hit the tree, so he's going to have a tough upshot into the green. And we've got Casey throwing forehand. He might be going around the tree, or he could be going flip up to flat. See how he... Yep, flip up to flat directly. And the fairway turns off to the right a little bit, so I can see why he's pushed. That's going to give them about a 30 to 40 meter jump putt to make a birdie. Pressure's now on Finland. Ooh, that was a big throw. It was a big throw and it hit one of the trees. It looked like it was going to be good. Tough fairway for these fellas. A little bit about Casey as well. Casey is a 10-17 rated player with 53 wins under his belt. That's a lot of wins.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing for 10 years and I've probably got 4 wins. So in comparison, that's a lot of wins. We got Hector just trying to figure out how he's going to manufacture his upshot. He's looking forehand roller there. The ground on this fairway is not very flat, but it might be all he has. Let's see how he manufactures this shot around the trees here. He's either going forehand flex or forehand roller. I think he's going forehand roller. It's going to be tough. Or maybe he could be doing could be an overstable disc. Yes, overstable disc. Thumber even. I think it was a thumber. Well done.
Can you explain us what those are, please?
All very different shots that most people don't throw normally, but when you're versed to playing in woods, there's all sorts of different grips on the disc. So sometimes you can throw upside grenade, upside down thumber where you're throwing over, which I believe is what he did. And what it's going to do is he's basically throwing it like a cricket ball or a baseball over his shoulder and letting the disc almost flip over and just go straight for him because there was not much for him to throw. The forehand roller, it was something that it looked like he was throwing where he just wants to throw it vertically down and it will roll along the ground and get to a position where he's got a shot. But it's not what he actually threw, so looked more like a thumber, which is where they hold the disc like this with their thumb around the rim of the disc. So, we've lost sound locally. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Hopefully back soon.
Hopefully the sound will be back soon, but I think we've lost. Here we go. We've got sound again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys, out in the field. Lost sound there for a short moment, but we can hear now. Seppo going
Melko varma niille.
for their second.
Okay. All right.
I think that the Finn teammates were just seeing where the Canadian disc lie landed, so he knows how aggressive to play this. He's looking upwards.
Mä lähden nyt sit hakee.
Let's see where he goes here. He has gone up. Let's see where this lands. Oh, he's made it out into the fairway there. That's a minimum of 15 metres out, which is going to require them to be aggressive on their putt next, because I believe Canada's fairly close for their upshot. I think we're going to either Mika's second for the singles. Here we go. Okay, so I think we're seeing Hector's third shot. He's got around about, I'd say 50 metres. A lot in the way though. He's got to get through these two little gaps here first, and then he should have no obstructions up to the basket. Looks like he's pulled it off to the right a little bit. He knows it. So now Mika's throwing his I think this is his second shot. So if he plays this safe, we'll see where he landed. We might not have been able to see that on the coverage, but this could give him a position for Finland to gain another on the singles.
Oh, it's not even in the fairway.
If it's the case, that would be the second, right?
Yeah, so
For Finland.
for
Singles.
Finland too, they'll be up 3.
3, sorry.
So they're up 2 now on the singles. This will be up 3, and that will put them overall for their score. If the singles goes the way we expect it, and depending on how the doubles goes, that will be Canada up 1 overall. So Canada's up 4 on the doubles, and Finland are up 2. So let's see how this plays out. I believe this is Thomas's second shot. He's only got a 35-40 metre up, so let's see if he can land under the basket here to make a easy 3. He's clipped a little trees, but I think he's still gotten up there. We didn't see where it landed, but it does look like he's within the circle. Not a lot of wind on this green. You can see that basket flag just ever so slightly waving. This is, oh, here we go. So we got, not too sure who's going first, but Canada. Canada need to throw this in here. Looks like that's what he was trying to do as well. And singles, so Finland doubles. I believe Pekka's got his shot Can't really see him there, but there's a. He won't have much to play with here. It's just upshot. Okay.
Well, that's what
I believe this one here is for the win. Okay, so that's for the win for singles Team Finland. That was for a 3. And then we've got, I believe, Canada here.
We are by that group.
I think we've got Canada here to win the doubles. Let's see how this putt goes. Cleaning up his footing. Wasn't feeling that comfortable early. Nice putt. Okay, so that gives Canada the win for the doubles and Finland the win for the singles. That makes it a 5 up on the doubles and for Canada and 3 up for the singles for Finland. So we've got hole 10. There's 2 graphics on here, but we've got a hole 10. This one is par 4, 167 meters. You want to get as close to this corner as possible and fade about here to give yourself a downhill 65 meter upshot. This one is all about placement, not a lot of distance. It's all about placement on that first shot to give yourself a really easy second shot.
So, Rhys, what do you think so far?
Well, we've got the doubles, and we've got the doubles there. The Canadian doubles are playing very well.
They're doing good.
And also the Finnish singles. So although we've got the doubles playing really well and the singles, we're actually getting close, and the players are fairly matched now. So they're figuring out what their benefits are and what they should be playing and how they should be playing. Because in match play, it's very different to stroke play. You know when to be aggressive and not to be aggressive, and I think that they're feeling each other out, and they've found their where they feel like they're right now. And the Canadians, though, I mean, Thomas is throwing lines all over the place. He's putting huge putts. I mean, he's really putting in a lot of effort here, and Casey's throwing some nice upshots with him as well. So they're playing really well.
That's a beautiful match over here.
Yeah, this is a good match. It's very competitive for both of them. I don't think the Finnish doubles are actually playing bad. I just think they've had some unlucky tree kicks so far. So they've been flying toward the fairway. It's just been a little bit unlucky so far. So we'll see how this plays out. Would see a lot of these players most likely throwing forehand around about 85 meters to get up to the gap here.
I've seen the roller get to like 18 meters.
So we've got 9 holes left on this match, with Canada up 5 currently. It's going to get down to the nitty-gritty here, and Team Finland are going to have to really push some. They're going to have to win a lot of holes here to make this match keep going. So I would say that we see them start being very aggressive.
Hopefully they will make the way up.
Yeah, I want to keep seeing this, so I want to see this match continue. So let's hope that Team Finland get some points on Canada, so we can see some good disc golf. So we've got Mika up first. He's gone backhand. I would say just a backhand, either straight play or turnover. Yep, turnover. Apologies, 10 holes left. not 9. We started on 2, so I got the numbering wrong.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like Mika's fallen short off to the right. Let's see. Let's hope he has something to play with there.
I'll use this side as a...
Okay, we got Hector. Also going backhand. I think he's just going to do try and get through the gap there. Play conservative so he can... Wow, he's going to flippy disc turnover. Oh, nice tree kick. That's that went from trying to get trying to make a bogey to possibly getting a par or a birdie. So I think Gilbert's going to go forehand here. Or he could go backhand over the top. Actually, I don't know anymore really with this guy. I think he's going to go over the top. I think he's going to find that gap here on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he's looking at, that gap here on the right. He's going to go straight, spike hyzer over that, and land into the fairway on the other side. Oh, he's done flex. Well, everyone says it's a good shot, so don't get to see the other side, but
Yeah, perhaps.
we got some claps. Wow, he's made it very far down that fairway. He's going to have a 30 to 40 metre upshot for a birdie. Oh, Seppo's going here too. Key note, if the TDs are listening, we need to put a Mando sign on that tree up there in the front fairway. Wow. To have that power.
Still not too bad, but it's not making it.
Wow. Interesting plays.
Try it for...
I've been told that this hole was actually designed for this option of play in mind for the professionals. For me, mere mortals like myself. Not throwing 40 metres high into the air, 80 metres in front of you. That's you got to have a...
Shout out Chris Finn.
Shout out Chris Finn for the design of the course, and Recreational Activity Design, RAD, one of the sponsors of this event. He helped design this black course, which is called the World Course. Looking at Sue for assistance on the naming. And much, as you can see, that he's had this in mind, to have this turnover as an option.
I'd like to add that Australia is currently playing against France. I don't know if it's done yet, but yeah, hopefully Chris marked some points.
You're going for both of them then? You're going for both of them then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is more than normal intended line. Still pinched off behind this tree here, so he's looking to do a turnover shot. You need to be pushing a little bit further up. We're talking about the players stretching over there. See how Hector approaches this green. It's going to be a tough shot. Good angle. Good camera angle. Wow. And he's pushed through the bush in front of it, which I did when I played this hole too, and I think he's given himself a putt. And Seppo looks to be walking through the bush with his teammate Pekka to look for their next shot. Maybe he didn't get over the trees enough. Apologies, this is I thought it was Pekka's shot, but looks like Mika's throwing.
Mine.
Yeah, it's Mika's shot. So he's got a little forehand. He really got through here. Let's see where this lies. Okay, so he's on the back side of that green. I think he's going to be close to the circle, but he's going to be obstructed. He might have something to play with, but we have to see when he gets to the green. I think they might be looking for Seppo's throw.
Yeah.
This is a very far way down the fairway. So the players in this situation, they have 3 minutes to look for their disc. Once they haven't found their disc after 3 minutes, it's claimed as lost, and they will have to add a stroke. They found it, thankfully. And
Thankfully, yeah.
this is amazing. This is a circle 2, 20-meter shot to the basket. As you can see, the whole normal lie is 167 meters, but they've cut half of that distance off with this flex line that they've been playing, and quite an easy up shot there. Wow, go in.
Ooh. Nice
Well
one.
done. So this would put Finland in position for a 3, which requires Canada now to make sure that they make their putt.
So yesterday, Sue was telling me that all the players actually have to help to look for the disc.
Yes.
Is there any spoken or unspoken courtesy rules in disc golf?
That's a tough one. Actually, I know that in the rule book it states that players have to at least help to look for it, but how long or how much effort they put in is it's for disc golf. I would like to think that everyone wants to help and find the disc for play, but that's a tough question. Yeah, all players must at least try to look for the disc, and I'd like to think that they do all try. If this is this for their sec, is this for his second? This is for an eagle. This is amazing.
If you could, after precise what's
I
an
will.
eagle is. Ooh.
So an eagle is, so a birdie's 1 under par, and an eagle is 2 under par.
Okay.
I didn't actually mention that earlier. I went straight to albatross, and that was they've gone pin high long on a 167 meter hole. There's not many people on this earth can do that. So I believe that the Finnish and the Canadians, you can see both their discs there. They're both putting for 3 on the doubles, so they'll most likely match. And we've got Mika here for his 3rd shot for singles, and I believe the Canadians are just behind that tree there, so a bit of pressure here for Mika. Oh,
The chains.
left it a little bit right. And now you can see the Canadians. This will, if Hector gets it in here, we'll give the Canadians 1 up on the singles on this hole. Nice putt. That puts the Canadians now down by 2 on the singles.
Thanks.
Go hole 11. This one's a 218 meter, 715 feet, par 4. I believe this plays as a double mando through those trees. You can't see it on the fly through, but there is a double mando on those. They want to land about here, and they're going to give themselves a downhill 80 to 95 meter upshot. This is all about speed and choice of disc on this second shot because this green is very fast. And there's a bit of obstruction there on the green as well. So we'll see how these players tackle this one.
And also, can you tell us, please? I saw some mini disc.
Yes, I don't have one.
What are
with me
they
here.
used for?
So the mini disc is basically like a marker. You might see this in normal golf as well. They put the marker in front of their lie. So where the disc lands, they put the marker there and they know that's their lie. They've marked it. And that's where they need to throw from. They have, old rule of thumb is a sheet of paper behind the disc sized area where they can put their footing. If they're outside of that footing, it's a class as an illegal throw. However, that's all up to their card mates to manage that. If they see the footing not correct or the lie not marked correctly, it's only up to their card mates to say something about it, and if nothing gets said, it can get missed, and it does get missed from time to time. A lot of people are quite cordial, so if it's close enough, they might not want to rustle the feathers or rock the boat. But in high professional rules disc golf, it's very, the card mates are making sure they look at everything and are very versed in the rules to make sure that they know that their card mates are playing correctly as well.
Thank you, Reese, for the information.
No worries. We don't typically have referees like other sports. We do have officials, which the card of here 6 players can go to and ask questions and see if a ruling was not clear or... However, it's up to the card mates to make sure that they all are treating the rules correctly. So the 2 double mando, you can see the darker trees here on the left and right, which plays about 65 meters. I think all of these players are going to be trying to go as straight as possible or cut a little bit of turn off to the right here. And I think that will play just nicely. Gone a little bit long, but it gives them a big backhand hyzer look down to the green, which is going to play around about 90 to 100 for them. We've got Team Finland, Mika up next. He generally throws a little flex shot here, so I think I would see him play the same. And yep, much the same throw. This is probably in a better position for the footing, but much the same distance. We see the doubles players now. We got Casey. He's going to try and chew off a little bit more distance with a forehand here. Try and get down to the right. Oh, he's thrown that very nicely. That's going to be a very good shot for Thomas on his next throw. Giving him about a 70 to 60 meter shot. We've got Pekka also looking to do the forehand too. They're going to have to start playing very aggressive here. As long as that gets on angle, and it has. I believe even though it's a little bit shorter, Team Finland might have a better position to have an upshot, a little bit less obstruction, but much of muchness for them both. All players play this hole very well so far. Bit of gallery on the previous card behind them. One of the Canadian teams on the bag. for Casey. This shot now for all players is going to be about speed control. Type of disc they choose is critical. We might have some players down there still putting. And as you can see, that's Hector's shot, which is he was just talking about going too long. He should still be able to get out, but it's going to be it's a little bit of a tougher look here. I think that might be Norway versus. Oh. I'm not going to try and guess who the other team is. We got someone on the bag for Mika as well. So what these extra teammates are doing is they're caddying for the other players so that they don't have to carry around their bag the whole round. And I mean, these bags have, some of these bags got 35 discs in them, can weigh, 5 to 10 kilograms, and carrying them around course when you're doing, up to, I believe I've done something like 12 kilometers of walking at Mundaring once, so
Wow.
it can make you quite tired. So they generally have someone with them to caddy their bag and carry and help them with shots and talk about the angles. In this being at a team sport, even more so because they all want to work together.
Which is nice to see as well.
Yeah, it's a very nice thing to see, and hopefully one day disc golf makes the Olympics, and
Yay.
and we can be doing this in an Olympic fashion. Mikko's up next. Looks like he's going driver. I would say he's going to be playing hyzer and let it skip into the green. Bit of headwind, as you can see, the trees. Yep, that looks pretty good depending on how the wind takes it. Oh, that's an amazing shot and an even better roll. He looks like he's about 8 meters from the basket, maybe even shorter. Well done. He's going to put pressure on Hector here. And this is a tough shot. He's, I think he'll have an open look, but he's not going to have a very good footing. And as you can see, Mika had to give it some to get down there. I think it was a little bit longer than we originally expected, maybe close to 100. He's trying to manage his footing there. It looks tough. He's gone wide. Maybe that might skip down. Or nice flare. But I think he's still about 20 to 25 out. It's going to put pressure on him for his next shot. And you can see the forehand plays from these two doubles competitors. Has really chewed off a little bit more distance down to the right. It's going to be a putter or mid-range approach for these guys. Seppo just having a good thought about the wind here. It looks like he's actually gone fairway. That looks like a very good shot. And I think he's made it into the circle also. It's about a 6 to 7 meter putt. A lot of headwind on the basket there, so I think these players are managing a big tunnel of wind coming up this fairway. While we're waiting for the shots, I just want to give a big shout out to the supporting crew, the TDs and volunteers. Although you can't see them right now, there are a lot of volunteers out in the course doing a lot of work to make sure this event happens. So a big shout out to them and thank you. And we got Thomas Gilbert just walking off to the right to see his angle on the basket. Looks like he's going also a fairway driver.
I'll get down right next to it.
He might have gone a little bit too far left. He's hoping for it to knock down and land under the basket. And it looks like it might have done something like that. We got some claps, so I believe that's what's happened. So is there anything about Perth or Australia that you've thought was a little bit quirky or odd?
Yeah, actually.
Other than our weird language that we have.
No, I think it was for me seeing the place of the Aborigine
Yes.
people. I did not expect them to be like aside, marginals, kind of.
Yeah,
for
it's
most of them, which is so sad to see.
it is, yeah.
But it's that it's really important to, learn about the
culture?
yeah, and their
Mm.
history as well.
Yeah, the
and,
history and the culture is
to
vast. I mean, they've been here
Mhm.
longer than anyone else,
yeah.
not just on Australia, in the world.
hmm
So they have a lot of history and culture, and I believe most of the names, even Mundaring, is from their language, which is, I believe, the Noongar tribe. See this upshot here? I think that they thought that might be going in, but it was from this angle, it was going a little bit long. I think they will still have a putt there. And that was for Hector's third shot. So we got Mika up now for his third. And if he makes this putt, he's going to win this match on the singles. But if he misses, we'll see how Canada plays from there. But they look to be all in the circle, all players. And when I say circle, it's circle one, which is the
Mhm.
blue marked line around the basket, which is the 10
Thank
meter
for the
line.
precision.
Got a little bit of wind on that flag there. Okay, so just cleaning up the dead and unattached limbs that are on the floor, so he's got a clean footing. He's checking his the wind. You can see the wind at the basket, not so much, but the wind at the trees where he is significant. It's going to be a bit swirly, I think. It's going to be a hard one to manage, this wind. Oh, good bid. So now this gives Mika opportunity to put it onto the basket, but we're seeing Pekka putt out for the doubles here. Oof. Bit of nerves on the green. Okay, so we got Mika here for his third shot. A little bit obstructed, but I think he's going to find something here. right to left wind.
It's been 1 hour and a half now. They really need to stay focused. here.
Yeah, they've been playing for a long time. They need to stay focused.
Especially now being challenging by the wind.
Mm-hmm. So
Equality everywhere.
yeah, equal. Yeah. So we've got Hector's shot here. So if he gets this in, this will be matched. If he misses, Mika will have the ability to just put it into the basket for his winning shot. And he made it. So
Nice one.
that ties them up, with Mika just going to be able to drop that into the basket, both 4. So that was equal. And I believe this is Thomas's 4th shot. And with Team Finland missing that putt also, I believe that ties that up too. We've only got a few more holes left. I think 7 more holes to go. This is hole 12. It's 126 meters. However, goes down very low. It drops about 10 meters elevation, so it plays more like 100. With the swirling winds, they are going to have to manage this with the right disc choice and the right angle of throw. I'd like to see where the wind is angling on this throw, because it's going to be tough for these players. I would say they're probably going to be going something like a fairway, maybe even some like Thomas Gilbert throwing like maybe a mid-range to reduce the wind treatment on the disc. So let's see how that goes. Okay. Some extra wood there just in case you want to build a deck. And okay, I think there's some swirling wind out there. You can see the tops of the trees moving right to left. And it looks like Hector's got a fairway. Actually, it looks like he's gone a bit faster driver, maybe even a 11-12 speed driver. Wind might be good. Okay, so it's turned into a cut roller, but it's managed to get in front of that golf green. Wow, it rolled up the golf green and almost OB. Oof, that was close. The wind definitely affecting that disc there. You could see it on Hector's expression that it turned over more than he expected. Let's see how Mika throws this. He's gone stable turnover. That's a nice shot. I think he might be either pin high or a little bit long, 10 meters off to the left, so that could give him a putt for the 2. I'm interested to see this throw. And as expected, I think he's got a slower disc in hand. Looks like a mid-range. This disc will, being that it's a mid-range and he has the ability to throw this a bit harder than the rest, won't move left or right as much as the rest. As you can see, it's got a very slow fade to it. And I think he's asking for it not to hit a tree so it doesn't go too far. I think he's 5 meters or 10 meters to the right of the basket. Very nice shot. We got Pekka throwing a backhand here. Wind's really picking up. but I think he's chosen the correct disc. I think he's gone long.
Wow.
Wow, what did we just witness?
Wow.
Wow,
What a shot.
almost in. Wow. Speaking of in, we had Team Finland actually get an ace yesterday on hole 2 of the gold layout. Yeah. Hestra, if I've pronounced it correctly, he was the one that almost got an ace. But 126 meters downhill, it had so much heat on it that it hit the pole a little bit off to the left side and just chained out. That would have been a once in a lifetime ace to see. That's amazing. These you can tell the Finnish players are really putting the pedal to the metal now. They need to, because the holes are running out, and they have to start crawling back and getting some points on the Canadians for the doubles. Wow, this is going to be a great replay. I'm glad we get to see this again. What a disc selection. Perfect turn. Bang. Bit high as well, but that was almost center pole. That's going to put a little bit of fire under the team now. They're going to be really excited after that. And they're going to be...
I feel also it's right on time to, you know...
Perfect time for momentum change for them.
Definitely.
Roger, guys, I heard that too. So we've got about a 25 meter downhill putt for Hector. Get in. Ooh, okay, so a little bit short, but he's close to the basket. This is going to give Mika the ability to try and get one up on the Canadians here if he makes this edge of circle putt. All right, so they're just figuring out who's first. So Mika's just taken a little hiatus to go to the toilet, so they've agreed to let the Canadians go first. We got Casey here. Oh, he's been putting great all day. Good putt. Putting the pressure on the finish. I believe they're pretty close, and we've got Seppo. Looks to be putting. You can't see him. I think he's just behind that tree there. Yep. Or maybe Mika's back now. Okay, so we're gonna let Mika go. So if Mika gets this one here, he's got one on the Canadians on the singles. Currently up 2. Good putt. There we go. They needed that momentum. And we just got this tap in for Seppu here. Nice. So that was even for the doubles. And one up for the finish on the singles. Just good momentum change for the Finnish team. I mean, almost an ace there. Hole 13. This one, 168 metres. There's a Mando off to the left here. You want to get out into the gap around about here to give yourself an 80 metre upshot look at the basket. This uphill is about 10 to 15 metres incline. It plays more like 105 to 110. We watched Thomas Gilbert in a practice round do a cut roller off the tee, which was amazing to see. We've just been notified that there's going to be quite a backup on the course. I believe there might be a few cards in front of them. So we're just going to take a little bit of time. I want to thank all of our sponsors. We've got Australian Disc Golf, Shire of Mundaring, Lottery West, PDGA, RAD, Recreation Activity Design. We've got Disconnection.
Amaru Retreat and Spa as well.
Yes.
Shire of Mundaring, Professional Disc Golf Association, World Federation of Disc Golf as well, and the state as well.
Yes, and we do have some whole sponsors. I don't have a lot of the information on them here, but thank you to those sponsors out there on the course. All of your efforts do come appreciated, and your sponsorship has helped run this tournament. And again, big shout out to the TDs and the volunteers. So many volunteers, you'll see them out there on the course with their orange vests on. They're there doing OB flags and making sure that the event is running smoothly. We've got people handing out waters and drinks. So.
And for the food as well in the kitchen,
Yeah.
ladies.
Redtail Lounge.
Thank
I think
you.
Redtail Cafe. Yep, they got some good food on today. And we've got the club room upstairs, which all the players are going to be heading to shortly after this. The market, we've actually got the market here as well. So if you're thinking about coming to the event to spectate, there's a lot of food to buy, a lot of food stall trucks and gift ideas and stuff that the Shire of Mundaring have put on for the market stall. So be sure to go head out to the market. There's some really nice things there and some good food out there as well.
We also have the t-shirts.
T-shirts, yes. The WFDF have and the event committee have put on some t-shirts for sale, $35, and some hats as well for the Mundaring Sporting Club. A lot of the players are getting those. If you're out here to purchase them, a lot of players are signing them as mementos, which is a cool thing to see.
Or if you can come and support, please.
Yes. And we'd just like to thank also Physio Cream as a sponsor as well, coming on board. And have we missed any others, Sue? We'll mention some others along the way. But thank you to all those. Small shout out as well. There will be Disconnection, which is my company, will be running a stall tomorrow as well. So if you're a player or a spectator that needs some discs, we'll be at the market too. Plenty of chalk bags, plenty of towels and discs, and we also sponsor the putting green out here today. So
wow, shout out to you then.
Yeah, just a shameless plug. I didn't want to plug myself. I feel awkward doing that, but
no, you're still helping also. So
yes,
it's important.
So yeah, if you do need anything, we'll be here tomorrow and Saturday. Welcome for spectators and players if you need to replace any discs that you've lost out on the course.
Update scores because my phone's died, so I can't send it to you. The Canadian doubles are 4 up, and the Finland singles are 2 up.
Okay.
We're just getting information.
So we just got some information from out in the course. The Canadian doubles are 4 up, and the Finland singles are 2 up. Some score discrepancies with the graphics, so we're just going to check back in. Finland singles 2 up, yes. Finland singles 2 up, and Canadian doubles 4 up. So we will just make sure Sue's on the case checking that out, but I'm pretty sure that we've heard from the course, so we'll get that confirmed. So there's a 2-stroke advantage across the team for Canadians, and we've got I believe 6 holes or maybe 5 holes to play.
Yes.
6 holes to play. I've got 6 fingers in front of me. And the Finnish team are going to need to put the foot to the metal. Oh, we've gone out. So I believe Mika's happy with that shot. And I just want to reiterate that I've seen this hole broken by by Thomas in the footage, so I'm keen to see if he does that again. It's a cut roller off to the right. But most of these plays are going to go down the middle, make sure they miss the Mando, and then end up kind of about where the cameraman is, just off into the distance, to give themselves an 80-meter upshot. And looks like that's going to miss all the trees and actually get some distance up the fairway too, which is good, because this hill plays quite significant uphill. So here we go. Let's see if he does the cut roller. Yeah, he looks like he's doing it. Thomas is making sure that the competitors know that he's going to be laying down a cut roller. He's going off to this gap off here on the right. He's actually not going in the intended route through the middle. Oh, he's pulled it over a little bit too soon. I think he's made the Mando and he's gotten quite far up there, but he didn't actually break the hole like he did the other day. I've got 7 fingers in front of me now. 7 fingers, 7 holes to go. I've got Seppo. He's going to be playing just I believe, a fairway or mid-range throw right down the middle. This is his bread and butter. Smooth player. Very smooth player. There we go. Oh, almost hitting the cameraman. It's gone past it. That's a very nice shot. I believe that's going to give them a 80, 70 meter shot, but they're going to be a little bit further up the hill, so they're going to have an easier upshot. So in the practice footage with Thomas Gilbert, he actually did that cut roller, and it almost was pin high. So he's thrown 160 meters, a 160 meter roller, and a cut roller. What happens is you throw it on an angle to immediately sit up and roll, and the disc will just go straight as far as possible. Not a lot of players can play that type of throw, and it's a very rough line as well. He doesn't have a lot of space, so it's a very interesting play, and kudos to him if he has it, you know. Got more tools in the bag. I think we're going to Thomas's shot or possibly Hector's. So they're just vocalizing that it's 284 feet, which is roughly 80 to 85 meters uphill. But considering the incline of 10 to 12 meters from where they are, this is going to play about 105 for them. So let's see if he accounts for the extra height. And each meter uphill is about 3 meters increase of distance forward, so that's the general rule of thumb. We've got Casey. Looks like he's thrown a nice shot, and I think he's made it inside the circle. Yep. He's a 7 meter shot. He's not entirely happy with it, but I mean, he's got a shot there for birdie, so. I think the finisher just trying to see who goes first and what the play will be. Pecker up next for the doubles. Got an easier shot here, but a bit of pressure knowing that the Canadians are in the circle. Gone a little, but about the same distance. So this is going to be a playoff on the green. Got Hector up next. Him and Mika have made it quite far up the fairway, making it a little bit easier. Do you know much about the Blue Tree?
No.
In Australia, we have a organisation called Beyond Blue that is predominantly in this situation helps mental health for men.
Oh,
and,
nice.
But mental health for all people, and let's see how this parked it perfectly under the
Nice.
basket. And a common thing to do if there's a dead tree that is still standing, a lot of people like to paint it blue as a sign of remembrance to, remember to, your mental health and men's mental health. And it's a nice one to see out in here. I didn't know that was
It
there
is.
until seeing it. Was that there before the tournament, or it's always been there? It's for the ball golfers as well. So we got Mika's. He's a little bit up, unhappy. Oh, nice. Wow. That was going to fade off to the left and be outside the circle, but he got a lucky tree kick, which almost hit the cameraman. And he's got now an inside the circle putt. Cameraman's got big cojones because he did not move one bit. While they're walking, I just want to give a quick mention to Parks Media. Shout out for them to do this live coverage for World's Flying Disc Team Worlds in 2024. They've done an amazing job thus far, and big thank you to them. So all this is a 7-meter putt. It's inside the circle. You can see that left to right wind. And this is a tough putt. And the wind stopped. He might go for it now. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. He knows it as well. Well done. Nose down. A lot of heat on it. Made sure that hit centre pole and went straight in. Big pressure on the Finnish doubles team there. And we've got Mika for the singles. Looks like his opponent's disc is right under the basket, so he's going to want to get this one in. Well done.
Nice.
Very well done. We've got Seppu putting. Still even at this distance with this wind. Very tough putt, and you can see him taking his time. Nice, well done. So I believe with this putt in, that was even across the singles and the doubles from both teams. Is that players packs and Glow round tomorrow party? Hole 14, 110 metres. This one plays significantly downhill, about 10 to 15 metres. However, that's not the tough part about this hole. This opening is quite tight, and it goes in. It doesn't have a lot of space for the flaring disc to come in. So let's see how the players manage this hole. I believe they're going to be a low swooping hyzer that's going to skip and flare off into under the basket and give themselves within 10-meter putt. So let's see how they play it.
That sounds interesting.
Also, I just want to shout out to Parker View Hotel for sponsoring as well, and Amaru Retreat. And we also had the glow party last night. I haven't seen how that ended up, but was it a huge success, Sue? It's good. And the players packs. All the players. No, not the players packs. Sue's going to let me know. So I believe we've got 5 to play, Sue. 5 to play. Players
6.
party. I can't read English. Open players party. Yes, last night. So we've got 6 to play. And still, I believe it's the doubles, the Canadian doubles up 4. And the Finland singles up 2. So still two strokes between the two teams, two holes. And we're talking about safety of the players. I mean, Thomas knows he's gonna, there's gonna be a little backup here with these players, and when there's a backup on these tournaments, it's hard for players they're warm, they've been playing for some time, and then they stop, and they can tend to, as we call it, go cold. And Thomas is just making sure he's stretching and staying limber whilst waiting for the cards in front of him to finish playing the hole. This can be quite a big mental game for some players because they like to stay quite warm. So.
Recaps of stuff on the tour. Would you be interested in partnering with them to give some of the footage so they can do this event?
He's discussing
Yeah, he's
partnership.
discussing Disc Golf World. Actually watch them as well on YouTube. Very good content. Yeah. And Thomas is just asking Parked Media if they can collaborate on some content, which is great to see. If Disc Golf World get involved in sharing some of our rounds. Happy for Disc Golf World to reach out to Parked Media. I believe that they have agreed to help out. So I think that the card mates are just making sure that the hole is safe to play.
He's in charge. We wait for him, I guess.
There's a little bit of a backup on the putting green. I'm not too sure what they're talking about, but I think that they were a bit worried about some discs going wayward into the fairway with some people standing in the fairway off the intended fairway, just in case if the wind catches the disc and goes into an odd direction. They wanted to just make sure that the other people were safe. Alright, so we've got Mika up next. Mika not playing the forehand route. He might even be doing a roller play or something. This is a tough hole for a backhand, so I'm interested to see how he plays it. Wow. Very nice. It seems like his card mates were quite impressed with his shot, so we'll see how that goes down there. But very hard hole for a backhand player like that. I believe it's a much easier hole for the forehand. So we'll see how these other players play this hole. Hector also opting for the backhand. A lot of wind left to right. Maybe that's the reason why they're opting for it. Allows the disc to be pushed off to the right when it's on a turnover angle. See where that ends up. Okay, so those logs, that's just short of the gap into the putting green. So he's going to have a 15 to 20 metre putt from there. It's going to be a tough one. And Gilbert opting for the forehand, which I believe this hole calls for. Nice swooping hyzer. Looks like it's cutting in and fading. I missed that last tree. He looked like it was nice, and it's just cut in a little bit, faded in a little bit early. I think the wind had gotten toward the disc and pushed it into one of the earlier trees. We'll see how Pekka handles the forehand. He's got quite a nice forehand. He's been throwing it all day. Looks like it's not. It's just checked up, but I think he's just on the edge of the fairway. Still got a 15 to 20 metre look. I think they're all in about a similar position. So I think we might see a highlight putt or just a lot of upshots here. I'm gonna remember that the Finland are going to have to keep their foot down here to stay in the game. Okay, so we've got 5 to play, and after this hole, if the Canadians work some magic here with the doubles and get a birdie and get one up on and win this match on Finland, that would see them winning the match, yes? No, it'd be one more, so there's still, Finland would have to get a birdie on every single hole to stay in it. So, but we could see things happening. You know, I think they're all just outside the circle here, and this one looks like a tough putter. I think Seppo was mentioning that his disc was flipping up a little bit early when when Pekka had his drive. So I think this is what he was mentioning. It's gone a little bit long past the green. Oh, he did. He really went for it. But I think he's hit one of the trees close to the basket, and that should give him an easy par. I believe that the Canadians are. I think Thomas's shot has left them in an unobstructed look for the birdie. So we've got the singles up now. We've got Hector. So Canadians down 2 against the finish on the singles. Bit of a jump putt. Although it looks close on camera, that jump putt tells me that it's still quite 20 metres out. See where Mika's lies. So this one here would give them a 5-stroke advantage, which would require the Finns to be in a position where they need to drop. Okay, no. Still some play then. And we've got Mika here for his birdie opportunity to get another one on the Canadians. He was just asking if he's outside the circle and confirmed. Oh, it was a little soft bid. I don't think he wanted to run it and risk it going too far with the wind. He gave it a little option to get the birdie, but This is going to be a bunch of tap-ins from here on. Evenly matched, both teams. Ooh, we might actually have Seppu's a little bit further up. We do. Okay, good putt. I believe at this stage of the game we're going to have Hector really making sure he spends the time on this putting green here. Wind's gotten a little bit swirly. That's given the advantage to the Finns on that one. And now Mick has just got to putt this in here after Thomas gets this one. And Mick has got to putt this in for the win of the singles on this hole. That's a tough one. So that makes the Finns up 3 on the singles and the Canadians up 4 on the doubles. We got hole 15, par 3, 120 metres. This is all open. It's all about this gap right here in the middle. It's around about 10 metres wide, 2 gaps. As long as you get in here and give yourself a look, you're getting a good opportunity for a birdie here. It's all about that gap on that fairway. It's a tough hole. I played it twice and birdied it once and part of the other time. It had spent a lot of time looking for my disc there on the right because that bush is quite thick there on the right. So I believe that the safe miss is off to the left.
Might be the last one though, right?
Could be. Could be.
Let's see that.
If the Canadians, if I'm doing my calculations correctly, if the Canadians win this one over the finish,
Hopefully we get a few more.
that would see that the finish were out. He's Mikko's snuck all the way through, but I believe that it's hit that last tree. It's still giving him a 12 to 15 metre look for the birdie. We'll see if he goes for that, depending on how Hector throws his shot. Looks like it's going straight through the gap here, and what a nice shot. Although that's leaked off to the left there, that's still a really good shot. That gap is really hard. The green is really fast. He might have a putt. I think it would be edge of circle, but he might be obstructed by the bushes and the Balga grass tree in front of the basket. Let's see how Casey plays this. Looks like a mid-range. They're asking it for it to sneak through. Wow, it's gone all the way through. And same play, I think he's 5 or 10 metres past the basket behind that grass tree. He might have a look for a putt. So this is a bit of pressure here for Seppu. This is his bread and butter though. I think he'll be going mid-range. And if there's a man to get through a gap at this late stage of the game, this is the man to do it. Let's see if it makes it through. Looks like he has. And being a slightly slower disc, he's nestled up to the edge of the circle with an uninstructed look. So this is going to be interesting putting here. We've got... Oh.
Over 40, man.
If you didn't hear that, they were telling him to relax because he's over 40. So all players here will be putting here on this hole. There will be no upshot, so we're going to see some interesting plays to see who gets what and how this match continues.
It's nice to play 18 holes again,
If we see the Canadians besting the finish in the doubles here, that could be it for them.
You're close.
And big, I believe these big white trees here are the native eucalyptus tree. Few lines of them here in the backside of the course here, isn't there, Sue? And then a lot of the rest is chewits and some other bankshias and stuff like that. But it's nice to see these big eucalyptus gums here. Oh, he was opting for a safe upshot, but he's still left at about 3 or 4 meters. Should be okay, but the nerves late into the match. I think he would have wanted something a little bit closer.
Oh my God, sorry. Where you at?
They're just looking for their lie at the moment. I think the Canadians have gone quiet a bit longer than expected. Wow. Canadians have skipped quite a bit long, and I believe Thomas is on his... He's kneeling down to his knees to get underneath that that bush he's under. It's going to be a little nose-up putt to see if he can make this birdie. See how this goes. Okay. All right, so this might, depending on where the fins are for the putt. Okay, so we've got Hector up next. Miko's his upshot safe just next to the basket, so this could win the hole. Yes, it has. So that's got the Canadians up 1 against the Finns on the singles. And this to get the win against the Canadians for the Finns on the doubles. Oh, that was a lot of chains left. I think what happens there sometimes is when there's a headwind, a lot of the players tend to push their putt strong so it cuts through the wind a lot harder, but in situations like that where it can push so hard that it will just bounce straight out of the chains. And it's a part of our sport where, you know, you have to manage those changes. We've got a hole 16, 16A. This is 142 meters. We're playing through a fairway into a gap which has a very obstructed fairway through here to manage up into the basket. I believe some of these players are going to do chip forehand or like little backhand hyzers once they get into this wooded green here. So we got the Canadian doubles 4 up and the Finland singles 2 up. So we've just heard from our commentary on the course. Thank you, commentary. I believe that the gentlemen are just now going over some of their scores. I think the Finnish know now that they're going to have to try and get every single birdie.
I mean, these are so like,
Gilbert and Seppo really bonding over their disc, and Gilbert coming from being a Prodigy sponsored player in the past, Seppo a current Prodigy sponsored player. I believe that they're looking at Seppo's discs and admiring them. Wow.
I have about 7,000 in my warehouse.
Talking about the types of discs and how many he's got in his warehouse. Just a bit of a shout out, another sponsor as well, Line Marking Paint, for getting on board, for helping at the tournament. They've, I believe they've offered a lot of paint for us to through Cromlins with the line marking paint, and also provided players packs and hats and drink holders as well for the event. So thank you, Cromlins, for all that, for all your help with the tournament. As long as he doesn't hit anything here. Oof. Looks like he's got up the fairway. Wow. He's got right up the fairway. Although he's obstructed, he has made it quite a fair decent through there. So this is a pretty soft par 4 though. This is 142 meters. So a lot of these players are going to be really trying to get up there to even try an eagle. Or maybe we see Thomas do something spectacular, or even Seppu. Okay, so Mick has hit a tree on the fairway. However, he's gotten really far up there, so I don't think he's going to be too unhappy with that throw.
Yeah, look down.
All right. And we're going to see Thomas look into the air here. Okay, so he's gone forehand. There's normally a Mando tree on the left. It looks like they're not playing that today. So green light for Thomas to do a big forehand shot here to get possibly a shot for eagle. Oh, there's a person. Oh, he's gone straight through the gap. Wow. I was completely wrong. The Mando must still be in play. Okay, I'm getting nods. The Mando's still in play, but what a shot. Okay, so thank you guys for the Mando look. So the players have to make sure they get to the right of that. This again, bread and butter for Seppo Pau. Predominantly a wooded player from Finland, so he knows how to shot shape to the best of them.
Let's go.
Oh, he's asking for it to keep going. I believe it's hit one of the trees late. He really wanted to get down to the green there to get the advantage on the Canadians. However, I think they're both quite far up there. As you can see, the blue flags, that marks the edge of circle. So he actually got quite close. All the players playing this hole quite well. So and for those just tuning in now, we've got 23 international teams coming to play at this event, and the scoring system is each day from now on is going to get smaller and smaller pools. So currently we're at the top 16. All the players will still play through the event to score for their country. However, the top 16 and then will go down to the top 8 and then go to the top 4. The pools will get smaller and smaller as the tournament goes on. These two teams are currently seeded 1 and 3 for the event. So I believe that the players stopped to see a big spider on the course. Okay, so we got Hector looking for his disc, which looks to be behind.
That orange yellow kind of clear.
Okay, so he's really obstructed. Looks like Canadians are really obstructed here. Try and find their disc.
Yep. Red one's a red one.
Okay, we're just trying to find their discs. I believe they've found one of them. As we were talking about before, this is a perfect example of all the players looking to help other players find their discs. This is a good example of how it should be played and how we want it to be played. Cameraman having a bit of difficulty to show exactly what the players can see here, but I don't think it's much.
Not nice. I'm right here.
Not nice, he says. Wow.
Oh,
That is going to be a very tough shot. There is not a lot there. We've got Casey trying to figure out his angle to the basket because he can't even see it. There's not just one, but maybe 2 or 3 lines of thick bushes between. Thomas currently looking upward to see how he can get up there. This was Thomas's shot, which was pewered through the gap, but it must have hit a tree and ricocheted off to the right. So I think we're looking to see Casey throw an overhand shot over these bushes and just try and nestle under the basket.
There you go. They went. Okay. Vigo?
Okay, we just indicated from Casey that the other teams had an easy upshot, and I don't believe we've seen it, but I think they went because it was just a quick shot and wanted to make the rate of play a little bit smoother. But interesting to see what the Canadians do here. He's having a really difficult time finding his footing, making sure he's can get the angle he needs. We got some claps and the mention of a good shot, so let's hope that has landed in the circle for the Canadians. Very overstable. That looks like a splice or a... It's a very overstable disc. It looks edge of circle, if anything. Whoa. Thanks for panning across. Okay, so we've got another one that's in an obstructed bush as well, so we'll see where that...
Clap your hands, right? That's what you guys do.
Okay, here we go. So Hector's also obstructed here. He's juggling these bushes at the moment. Doesn't look like he's enjoying any footing. Trying to find anything in manufacture a shot right now because looking to do a scuba, which is a very rare putt. This is where the disc is upside down and fades off to the right.
Oh.
Yeah, it looked like it was a close shot. I think it touched one of the branches on the way in. See where these players are left. Oh wow, okay. It didn't just touch one of the branches; it got stuck in there. So in this situation, the player will mark their lie underneath the disc, and he'll call to the card mates to agree to the lie. In some places around the world, especially California, if it's above 2 meters, it's actually marked as out of bounds.
Oh.
Thankfully here in Western Australia we don't have that. So he's just marking his lie underneath the disc.
Way more forward. As the Masters guy come, but you're like a foot too far back. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
And we're just referring to one of the other Canadian players to make sure it's marked correctly.
Yeah, this is good.
And now the Finnish crew have confirmed they agree to the lie, and this is where Hector will be playing from. Big straddle putt to get under that. He's got a tree touching his back. Good veteran move there. He's going, oh, he's got another tree on his right hand there as well. He couldn't go down to the knee. Oh, good effort. That was a good bid. It's been hard to keep track of this. I believe the Canadians are now putting for, I think Thomas is putting for 3. And he's gone quite long. So that upshot out of the bush area definitely went a little bit long. It's tailwind putt, so he's going to look to give it a little bit more height. Let's see what he does here. Just faded off to the left. So I believe we didn't see the Finns upshot, but I believe that the Canadians have conceded and the Finnish have won the singles, the doubles. So now it puts them to the Canadians to 3 up, not 4 up. And I believe this is to possibly win the singles also for the Finnish. We'll see if the Canadians, pick that up. So that was 2 up. That was a big move. 1 up for the singles and 1 up for the doubles for both the Finnish teams. And I believe now Finnish are 3 up on the singles and the Canadians are 3 up on the doubles. So which, as a team play, that's equaled it out, really. Okay, so this hole is hole 17, par 3, 122 meters, plays more like 85 or 90. This green is very, very fast. As you can see, it's on the slope, so you're going to need a putter, something that's going to match the slope of the green and nestle under the basket. This is a lot about the angle of the disc and when it's landing to make sure it doesn't roll away or you want to nestle equal to the green and land nice and soft. And I believe that most of these players are going to be playing putters or mid-ranges. The distance says 122, however, it definitely plays a lot shorter. And I'm not too sure if it's just all the downhill, but I threw a fairway driver and went 10 meters long, and I'm not the hugest arm, so let's see how these guys play it. Okay, so just got a reminder that with the singles and the doubles with 3 up, each of these teams are going to need to make sure that they birdie out. So that looks like a very good shot for the finish. So now the Canadians need to win every single hole on the singles, and the Finnish need to win every single hole on the doubles to stay in it. This is going to be a crucial moment of the game to see how these teams play. Was calling for an ace, but the wind definitely got to it. And as you can see, Mika was throwing a putter, and I think Hector was throwing a mid-range there.
And could you please precise what's an ace?
An ace is a hole-in-one. So, or you could call it putting from the tee pad. So, so basically, where if Seppo Pai was to throw it here and go straight into the basket, that's an ace.
A one shot.
A one shot, yes. This is an aceable hole, so looked like he was throwing a M2 or M3 mid-range. Got a weird reaction off the ground there, but actually it's not too bad. They've got the problem with this putt though is they've got an uphill putt, which is a nice thing to have as a. Oh, it's actually closer than I thought. What I wanted to say was the golf putting green is only 2 or 3 meters behind it. So, ooh, just as Casey was throwing, go in. Well done. Just as Casey was throwing the another card on another hole was clapping out, and I think it might have got to him a little bit. All of these plays are safe so far, and it's going to be a putt here on this hole to see how this match continues. I think that the players are just waiting to see these guys putt out. You can see the Finnish doubles girls, Emily and I believe Olivia were there just on their upshot. Alright, so I believe here that this is going to be a must putt in for the Canadians and a must putt in for the Finnish. They really need to birdie out here, both of those teams. I believe that the Mika was just talking about how the disc might have rolled down a bit down the hill. You can see how that sloping green is really difficult for that to happen. So really easy for that to happen. Sorry, should I say? So I think this is Hector. So he needs to make this to stay in it. Looks on the edge of circle. No wind on the flag. We'll see, but I think that might have put the Canadians out of the singles. Up next. Got Thomas here. So if this might mean if he sinks this, this could be it for the finish. Okay. We'll just confirm shortly.
That was it, right?
Yep. So I believe that was it for the Finns in the singles, and also it for the Canadians in the doubles. I think that we've got our winners. The card mates have agreed to concede the hole and know that they've finished their play. So congratulations to the Canadians on the doubles.
Congrats.
And congrats to
Well done.
the finish on the singles. It was a pleasure watching this round. And we were about to have a flyover, but I think the match is finished. So the card mates are just confirming the scores now on the apps. Just checking to make sure all the scores are correct before they finalise it. We do have, we didn't mention it earlier, but we do have 2 pairs of teams playing for the Finnish and Canadians. The pair of girls of the doubles for the Finnish and the Canadians are just behind them, and we've also got singles, which is Nesteri and Max. Nesteri from Finland and Max for the singles. So we might be able to get a check-in from that and see where they're at. But for the time being, congratulations again to the Canadians for winning that. And
what a day.
What a day. So what I believe now is that the top 8 of all of the winners for each of the seeds. We'll see how the rest of the Finnish and Canadians rounded out, but for the top 8 we'll continue on in the championship play, and the remainder will just be in it for scoring position. So we'll see how the days go as it continues. I'm not too sure what the weather's going to be like for the rest of the week. I believe it's going to be quite sunny from memory, and I think there might be some clouds tomorrow, but for Saturday it's going to be quite sunny. So hopefully there's some good conditions, and see favourable play and some good highlight putts and highlight shots. So it was a pleasure commentating for these guys now. And I've just got to check in. Tomorrow is actually going to have some rain. We've got quite a bit of rain actually. So we've got some winds as well, 25 to 35 kilometre gusts. No worries. And yeah, we've got some rain as well. So showers. It's going to be tricky weather tomorrow. So we'll see how these players play that. And that's going to be a contributing factor. But I do believe Saturday is going to be sunny. So let's see how that goes. And again, it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure all mine. Thank you for tuning in, and see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, guys. And
Tomorrow,
again, thank you for watching the World Flying Disc Federation 2024 World Teams Championship, and thank you all.